I am in love with this Razer mouse. It works wirelessly or with a wire system. And when you're charging it, the color indicates how much battery life is left. The yellow flashing light, I believe that it's 50%. But it has great battery life. I've had the mouse 2 weeks now. I'm finding that I charge it for an hour or so, and it will run for the whole week. So 5 8-hour work days. And you can see how on the bottom how it fits onto the charger. And there's a variety of ways that you can operate this mouse. You can change the speeds. This is the on-off switch. This is where it attaches. And this is where your dongle can be stored in your mouse if you're working it as a wired mouse. So if you pay for it, this is the charger that comes with it. Cool system. Here's the dongle that, and I'm operating it where I have the charger plugged into my computer, and then I work this wirelessly, and because I have the dongle plugged in here, it makes that connection with my computer. Another option is to, let me unplug it here to show you, see if I can do it one-handed. You can plug the wire directly into the front of the mouse, and it becomes a wired mouse, so you don't have to worry about battery charging at all. I love Razer products. The mouse itself is very comfortable to use. I have a relatively small hand, small reach, and I'm able to comfortably use this. It's got 2 buttons here, 2 buttons here. Of course, these 2 buttons. The mouse is a button in addition to scrolling. It doesn't rock back and forth, so it doesn't have that choice. The response time is great. Very accurate mouse. I've been using it primarily for work with spreadsheets, Word documents, and doing research on the internet. But it's also great for gaming, of course. So just a heads up on that. You can also customize the color of the Razer logo on your mouse. So I highly recommend it. I also highly recommend buying this charger. It's going to cost you more up front, but it's going to make your mouse much more versatile.
What's going on, guys? Kaiser here, and today I'll be doing a 3-month later review of the Razer Viper Ultimate. Now, this was my first experience using a lightweight wireless mouse, so it took a bit longer to adjust and get over the bias that I have for wired mice. This is the Razer Viper Ultimate, a 74-gram, 20,000 DPI wireless gaming mouse that claims to be the best in the industry. Inside the box, you get a charging dock that connects to the PC and magnetically connects to the mouse. The dock uses a USB receiver that plugs into it wirelessly to communicate with the mouse. Now, even though Razer introduced this new HyperSpeed technology that claims to be 25% faster than any other wireless mouse and just as reliable as a wired one, I still have some reservations about switching from wired to wireless. Now, you can use this mouse wired, but chances are if you paid $150, you probably did so for the wireless technology. Now, this is a medium-sized ambidextrous mouse, so it has 2 programmable side buttons on each side. Razer did a good job here developing this kind of middle-of-the-road design. It's not too big, not too small, and it accommodates left and right-handed gamers. Now, personally, I have smaller hands, so this mouse fits my palm/claw grip perfectly. Now, in terms of switches, this mouse uses optical switches, which uses infrared light beams to register clicks, allowing a response time of 0.2 milliseconds and a durability of up to 70 million clicks. Definitely didn't have time to test that. Here's how they sound. Now, in terms of battery life, this mouse will last you an impressive 70 hours. However, that will be based on your RGB settings. On the bottom you have your power switch and a 5-stage DPI button. And for feet, Razer went with 100% PTFE feet, which are really smooth. However, I don't think it's as smooth as my M65 Pro is on my MM800 micro mouse pad, but it is really close. Now on the other hand, when you compare these two on a cloth mouse pad, there's no comparison. The Viper Ultimate is much smoother. Now inside Synapse, you have your usual functions and controls, such as reconfiguring your buttons, customizing the RGB, choosing between right or left-handed use, your DPI stage setups, polling rate, calibrating your mouse pad, and setting your power settings. Now the most difficult part for me when switching from my wired M65 Pro to the Viper Ultimate was the weight difference. I've always preferred a heavier mouse, so this took some getting used to. With the M65 Pro, I had my DPI set to 1000, but that was way too fast for me when using the Viper Ultimate, so I backed it down to 800, and even then, it still took some getting used to. Now personally, I've always preferred wired devices for situations when I wanted to maximize my performance and reliability. To me, it just made more sense not to risk that, and since you're sitting in front of your PC anyway, it just made more sense to stay wired. So in all honesty, I really wasn't expecting this mouse to perform as well as a wired mouse consistently and over a long period of time. But after 3 months, I gotta take my hat off to Razer. I haven't experienced any lag or inconsistency, and that's pretty impressive for a wireless device. So as weird as it sounds saying this wireless mouse
This is the Razer Viper mouse. It is really, like, I love it. Like, you put your, I never accidentally click these buttons. They're in a good spot to just reach and touch them. And this is the scroll wheel. And the DPI button's right here. And it has like a color to like let you know. And then it also says it on my screen too. And the on and off button right there. And so here's the dock with it. You just put it on and then it'll tell you. So it's like at 100%, that's why it's green. And you have this software right here. And you can change the colors to whatever you want. You can change like what the buttons do. You can change the DPI to like your own, like custom one. You can change the brightness setting, other settings. You can change the effect that it has. Like you can just change the little effect, change the color of the dock and stuff. And you can also, like you can make it so that when you play Fortnite has control over the colors, and they'll like change the colors. Like if you die or something, it might change colors and stuff. So yeah, I recommend that mouse. It feels really good, and it works like all day. You can use this for hours and hours. So yeah, I recommend it.
Don't eat them because the oats can help lower cholesterol. Eat them for her.
So the left one is the original one that I bought 3 weeks ago, and this one is the replacement that I received. I want you to just listen to how it wobbles. See, it just wobbles. This one doesn't. This one is firm on the ground. However, I just want you to listen to the click. Okay, this is how the right click is, and this one. And this is the left click. Okay.